Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. So, the month of October is winding down, and thus, so is our Halloween related reviews. That being both the Halloween movies and Halloween Havoc. And we end off our look at the older Halloween Havoc matches is with NXT's turn. This time I'm this feud compared to the previous feuds to an extent, I would say. This one is another spin the wheel make the deal, but this one a little bit more personal. Well, I'm of course talking about Cora Jade versus Roxanne Perez in a Weapons Wild match at NXT Halloween Havoc 2022. Now, as always, I'm not professional wrestling reviewer or answer or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time. And I have to say, I had a really good time with this match. Without further ado, let's get into it. And of course, if you've seen reviews of mine before, you kind of already know how this works. But if you haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match. But a couple things before we actually get into it. For starters, this Halloween Havoc, it happened to be the only other one other than this year's, and we'll review that tomorrow. But this Halloween Havoc was the only other one besides obviously this year, 2024, to be a premium live event. So this one gets the Peacock treatment, and thus is easily able to find on Peacock, which is very nice and makes things a whole lot easier. So shouts out to that's happening. But the other thing when it comes to this match is how does it compare to the other NXT Halloween Havoc match that we looked at, and the other NXT Halloween Havoc women's match? This one, no title on the line this time around, just good old fashioned personal pride and everything. And so how will this compare? We'll be kind of comparing and contrasting as we go on. But you also may be asking, how do we get here? Well, at one point, Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez were the best of friends. Now, of course, in the present time of 2024, they are besties once again. But at this point in time, Cora Jade turned her back on Roxanne Perez, attacked her friend, threw her half of the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships in the trash, which said a whole lot more about the NXT Women's Championship than, and I'm sure her WWE would like to admit it. And it's unfortunate, but that's kind of how it is. But Cora Jade threw her NXT Women's Tag Team Championship in the trash trash, I say, a la Alundra Blaze / Medusa, who then would show up on NXT afterwards. For a moment in a segment that got Alundra Blaze in a lot out of trouble, they sure didn't have a problem bringing it up when she eventually got back in the good graces of the WWE and stuff like that. But nevertheless, and they do bring it up quite often. But yeah. So now Roxanne Perez is out for revenge. She had a match previously with Cora Jade. He hesitated when going for the kill shot and allowed Cora Jade to take advantage. Will Roxanne Perez hesitate this time around? We're gonna find out. But starting with what I liked about the match. This match, it's not crazy with spot. It's like it's not really spot heavy. He not compared to say like the tables, ladders, and scares match between Io Shirai and Candice LeRae. And between the two matches, I think I might have to go with that match over this one on just by a smidge. I think it edges out just by a smidge, but this match was still really good. But this match, a lot more about the storytelling and the story that they build, the sense of world building that they build throughout the match. I wouldn't necessarily call it peak cinema, although it is pretty solid, but I think the story is conveyed really well, not just through the emotions and body language and the actual physicality within the match, but the commentary as well. It's pretty much being Roxanne has to go for the kill this time around, and I mean that metaphorically. She's not actually killing Cora Jade, or else this review would be a lot more awkward. But Roxanne has to go for the kill shot. She has to tap into her killer instinct, and Roxanne and kind of going a bit unhinged. Some of my favorite parts include like in the beginning when Roxanne busts out with the skateboard. Here she brought a trash can to the ring. One of the things was the skateboard that Cora Jade broke over Roxanne Perez's back. Of course, Cora Jade used to ride her skateboard down to the ring. Now, neither her nor Darby Allin do it anymore, which admittedly does make me kind of sad. But Roxanne brought the skateboard out and deflected everything that Cora threw at her, including trash can lids and even a broom. But Roxanne able to fight it off and even in the moment where they go up to the higher part, I forget what that area is called. Sometimes they do. They used to do promos up there. That's before they changed the kind of arena layout out for NXT. But or it might still be there. I'm not sure. But it was pretty high up, and this was in kind of like not necessarily the performance. It's weird. I forget the name of it. It is kind of a crow's nest in a way, but hey, so I'm just gonna call it the crow's nest. So Roxanne and Cora are up in the crow's nest. Cora takes off the railing to expose the table below. It seems like she's gonna throw Roxanne down there. Roxanne though blocks it. Thinks about throwing Cora down there. She hesitates once again, but nope. She grabs on the Cora and they bolt, and she takes her back first with her. No thank you to that bump. Thankfully it didn't look super scary, but like. Yeah, so there's that crazy moment, and then how the match ended off with Roxanne. At first, Cora saying she was never Roxanne's friend and that their friendship meant nothing, essentially, before Roxanne countered and saying that Cora was her best friend, before hitting the pop rocks into the pile of chairs that, ironically, Cora introduced. Wrestling Logic 101, Wrestling Rule of Thumb 101. If the wrestler introduces that thing, whether it be a table or the pile of chairs, they are more likely going through that thing, that being the table or pile of chairs or even thumbtacks. So Cora kind of victim of her own dirty deeds in more ways than one, not just because of the pile of chairs, but because she drove Roxanne to this point. And that, I think, is the overarching story. Is Roxanne being driven to this point by the actions of Cora Jade. And I think they went about telling it in a really cool way. Is it completely 100% original? No, but I think the way it's conveyed is pretty well. It's easy to follow. It's simple to understand, and essentially what's going on yeah, it makes for a pretty solid match in that regard. Or in terms of what I didn't quite like about the match, it didn't quite have that oomph to it. Now, this match, of course, like I said, his weapons wild, but I feel like it almost didn't quite have that oomph to it. That kind of little something extra that I'm looking for. What is it? I probably necessarily couldn't tell you, but it doesn't make it a bad match. As kind of missing the extra little oomph to it. But still a really good match. Still definitely recommend checking it out. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on post notifications soon. Every time I upload videos, so you can see as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match, my review of the match. Do you like this match? Do you like my review of the match? Let me know. If you guys are going to any Halloween parties or trick-or-treating tomorrow, please, of course, stay safe, exercise caution, and everything. And yeah, on that note, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.